Joining us now is Samir Kalra from the Hindu American Foundation. You were up there testifying like so many folks today, but you were there on the dais. Give us your perspective about the outcome of this hearing and overall SB 403.
Sure. So I think overall, there's obviously the discriminatory impact of this bill, but there's also the divisions it's created. I mean, if we look around us today, we always see our South Asians on two different sides fighting instead of bringing legislation that brings us together. Today, what we saw was, if we're correct in that amendments were made that would remove caste out of the statute and a standalone legal category and moving it into a clarification of ancestry, that's definitely a step in the right direction, and we've come a long way, but we need to go further. And so we're disappointed that they didn't remove caste entirely from the bill, but we are pleased that it is removed out of statute and into a clarification of ancestry. We're going to continue to educate lawmakers and try to move it out completely of the bill, but I think we've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go.
So I just had a chance to talk to Maurya Sundararaj, one of the advocates for the bill from Equality Labs. She looks at this as a civil rights movement and believes that there's a lot of folks that are being oppressed in this country and specifically in California. What do you have to say to the arguments made? There's a lot of impassioned people that were in favor of this bill, and they're trying to portray some of the folks against the bill as being discriminatory, even bigoted.
So not one person on our side of this issue have ever said that we want to discriminate or that discrimination is right. We have all, in our very first statements, always said that we need to counter all forms of discrimination, including caste-based discrimination. I think the challenge is, how do we do it? And we join those that may have faced any forms of caste-based discrimination, and we support them. We want them to have redress under the law, but that already exists under our existing laws and under the category of ancestry. It is already there. So let's use our existing protections to help them. Let's not create a new law that is only going to target one subsection and one micro-minority of our community and lead to racial profiling, lead to singling out, and lead to targeting of an entire community. There is a solution to that, and that solution is to clarify ancestry as inherited social status, social origin, parentage, lineage, or other terms that apply to everybody equally. Why not expand the protections? Why is that why is the author and the supporters so hung up on the word caste when we know that it more than likely will always apply to South Asians? So that's the question. When we have a better solution at hand, why don't we take it?
When you look at this debate, is this just all semantics? I mean, we saw a couple hundred South Asian people here on a lawn on a hot sunny day in Sacramento debating over something that the majority of the country has no idea about. And according to my interview with Maurya, this is going to be pushed all over the country, if not all over the world. So talk about the long-term effects of what this could mean, not just in California, but beyond.
Sure. So I think we are imposing caste here in the U.S. if this continues at the rate that it's continuing. And it's disappointing to hear that that's the approach, because what she's trying to do then is divide the South Asian community here, trying to impose caste identity, caste consciousness on people, as opposed to working towards eradicating that. We're in America. We're not in South Asia anymore. Let's not bring the baggage of South Asia here. We are Americans first, and we need to make sure that all our laws are consistent with American laws, with California laws, and that treat everyone fairly and equally. So if we see this popping up across the country, which we fully anticipate, we're going to continue to challenge it. We're going to legally challenge it. We're going to challenge it through advocacy. But it's real disappointing to hear that, because that shows what the agenda is here. The agenda is not to stop discrimination. The agenda is to target and divide the community further.
Samir Kalra, always appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
We'll have more in the public interest in a moment.